It is graduation season with commencement addresses all month long. If you could give a commencement address, where would you give it and what would you say? We'll share some of your ideas before we go. All right, before we go, let's read some emails. We wanted to know where you would give a commencement address this year and what your message would be. Iris has a daughter, Nia, who is graduating with the highest honors from the Savannah College of Art and Design. Congratulations. And Iris wrote an acrostic poem that spells out the word commencement. Pretty clever. Can life be telegraphed by an ending, orchestrated by an auspicious beginning, mounted like a favored thoroughbred and raced for a blanket of roses, mastered like art despite the turbulence unexpected challenge poses, engineered down to the finest detail, nuanced past the capacity to fail? Certainly not. Maybe, and yes. Exactly which will prove the test. Managed by the application of your dreams, either stoked by faith or snuffed out by extremes. Now go out and embrace your ups and your downs. Tell your future your present counts now. Onward. Go ahead, Iris. Snaps. Loved it. Very nice, and congratulations, Nia.
I told you, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we're gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it
thing I just know. This thing's more than a little when you go. It's like I'm living a bask inside your glow. And I'm just happy to be here for the show. 'Cause you're easy like a summer breeze, drifting softly through the trees. You're my ever-sweet honeybee, my honeybee. Ooh. There goes my honeybee, yeah. She brings that honey home for me. There goes my honeybee, yeah. Ooh. My life was as bland as it could be.
Your sugar in my tea,
Sweet tea, ooh.
and now my heart sings a symphony.
And I wanna sing it on repeat. 'Cause you're water in the summertime, a brilliant mind and twice as fine. You truly are one of a kind. Yeah, honeybees, ooh. There goes my honeybee, yeah. She brings that honey home for me. There goes my honeybee, yeah. She brings that honey home for me. There you go, yeah. Woo.
I am Colombian. I graduated from SCAD in 2018. I currently work at Sasaki. To be able to understand who I am now as a designer, we need to look back in time. My design career started at the moment that I decided to become a designer. It was amazing to just be at SCAD, starting taking foundation classes. I made the promise to myself that I would take as much advantage as possible of all the different opportunities that SCAD offered, and I was honored to be named valedictorian of my graduating class. For me, what called my attention about Sasaki was having the opportunity to be at a great space and work with people from all around the world. I was very excited to be working on this amazing project because it felt very close to my heart being Colombian, and I started to find a voice within the design world.
我觉得 SCAD 它提供非常多的资源，它也是提供给学生各式各样不同的机会，不管是在求学上，或者是就业上或实习上。你只要敢去做，敢去 ask for， 其实你是已经准备好了。不管你未来是要就业或者是创业 ，SCAD 会帮你铺好这条路，让你去闯。
In my life, I have someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long. For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. Oh, one that can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I knew. Oh, someone warm like you. In my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before.
Not like the hurt before.
Once I have something I know that won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. For once I can say, this is mine, you can take it. As long as I know I got love, I can make it. For once in my life, I'm someone who needs me.
Someone who needs me. Someone who needs me. Go!
Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. Now I'm back and wondering if your love's still strong. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am,
Signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours.
yeah. Here I am, baby.
Signed, sealed,
Growing up, I was definitely an art kid. I started to get an interest in graphic design while I was still in high school. What jumped out to me about SCAD was the fact that it felt like a true art family. So you had professors and mentors and other peers that were involved in art. It wasn't just a program that was at a school, it was truly an art university. So that really drew me in to SCAD. Design is so powerful that you do not have to speak the same language to come to a solution. It's wonderful how you can use icons and other design elements to kind of bridge that gap in literacy or in language. You can be someone that's from the US, but see your solution or product through the power of design affect others all over the world. We're not just creating things because it looks beautiful, but you know that this is actually going to create some type of change. It has the probability of actually affecting a lot of lives. SCAD does an amazing job at making industry connections and making things available to students that might not be otherwise possible. I don't have to give up this part of me that I've always loved since I was very young. I can make a profession out of it. I can flourish within it. It's not something that you kind of have to grow up and do away with. So I love that.
When I was a kid, what I really admired was the designers of the 1940s, the post-war era, Christian Dior, Yves Saint Laurent a little bit later. Fashion for me was a way to show your personality. Growing up, I thought I wanted to be a designer because I imagined designers working on a dress form and conceptualizing garments in 3 dimensions. And it wasn't actually until my time at SCAD that I realized that draping was a whole process in and of itself. And that's when I decided that it was something I really wanted to move into. As soon as I could get my hands on a mannequin, I took big rolls of fabric and I cut off pieces and just kind of glued them on the mannequin and tried to really develop rhythm in the way that the fabric would fold and the lines that it would create around the body. Draping is a really interesting form of art to me because when it comes down to it, it's really sculpture. What designers are doing are taking a 3D idea and putting it on paper in a 2D way. For me, what's really exciting is bringing that 2-dimension to life and creating it in a 3-dimensional space. And that's where draping comes in. It is very intimate because it's all about translation, how I'm translating my inspiration into another form or dimension, and taking something that's out of context and bringing it into my context. I imagine what the most chic, charismatic, beautiful, effortless woman would be, and that's what I wanted to embody in sculpting garments. Once you've finished your creative drape and you start moving into the technical aspect, you have to be able to conceptually put it together in order to take it apart to put it back together. I also look at draping kind of as a puzzle, and you're creating these different pieces that fit one into the other. I'm really not obliged to follow any set of rules, which is exciting, and that for me is the whole creative process.
Welcome to SCAD, the University for Creative Professions, and a special shout out to our amazing alumni. When you join us at SCAD, in person or online, you embark on a journey, learner to leader, maker to mentor, dreamer to doer, from that first foundation class to your most ambitious professional triumph. At SCAD, we embrace our collective genius and put our vast network of invaluable connections to work for you. Our hive ever uplifts you with studio space during alumni atelier ambassadorships, or angel investment in your company through SCAD Pro Fund. From your first internship to that dream job, the SCAD family champions your success. Today, tomorrow, together.
CAS offers lifelong support to alumni, whether you're seeking to advance in your creative career, launch your own venture, reconnect with your alumni network, or collaborate with SCAD. Dedicated industry and alumni engagement managers in 7 major markets connect you with our top industry partners and your SCAD creative community.
This is a community where you can engage in many ways. You can offer to mentor a student, participate on a panel. And of course, we have a wonderful alumni experience called Après SCAD, which takes place in Lacoste. You have alumni from all different industries, majors, backgrounds that come together in this space where they can just collaborate and share ideas.
The SCAD casting office is the only professionally run university casting office in the world. It isn't just for actors, it's for people who want to be in this industry, both in front and behind the camera. Our partners that we meet through the ATV Festival or the Savannah Film Festival, we are always reaching back to them and saying, hey, we have incredible alumni, how can we connect them to you? We are always top of mind with those industry partners. So we connect with productions from Amazon, from Hulu, from NBC, CBS, you name it. These are lifelong relationships that you build with the SCAD casting office, with your professors here. We will always have your back and we will always look for ways to continue your success.
Thank you so much.
Being a pioneer of the Alumni Atelier, it reinvigorated and restored me as an artist, and it also gave me the perspective to come back and restructure my business.
SCAD Pro Fund is a way that SCAD is helping alumni-led entrepreneurial ventures. They can provide financial support, and they can also provide a wide network of people that can help in getting your startup off the ground. A lot of times, money is not really the problem for a lot of small businesses, it's really network. SCAD Pro has really been super supportive in every way, shape, and form.
Being involved with Shop SCAD and SCAD art sales has been just a wonderful way for me to always kind of put a little bit of my work out there. Then it's so nice that I can still kind of be connected to Savannah and SCAD in this kind of way.
Having a solo exhibition at the SCAD Museum of Art was incredibly humbling. I mean, these are people that I grew up admiring. It's that network of support and encouragement, which is so critical to the success of myself and other people coming through SCAD.
One of the very brilliant things that SCAD does is support its alumni through their career after they've graduated. The platform that they provide after and the activities and experiences to engage. It's an incredible network to be a part of and just like a creative dream, really.
At SCAD, we specialize in creative thinking, research, invention, and helping you to realize your best ideas. It truly makes my day every time I hear from one of you. So please share your life's special moments with me. Once a bee, always a bee.
I toast you, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we're gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'd be sad without you. I want you to have it all. 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 I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we gonna have. Here's to you always making me laugh. Here's to the fact that I'd be sad without you. I want you to have it all.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to your 2021 commencement ceremony. Wherever you are in the world, go on and make some noise. Oh, yeah, nicely done, nicely done. Well, I'm Christian Magby, a performing arts graduate from the class of 2016, and I am honored to be back at SCAD as your commencement host. Now, I can tell you from personal experience that the education you sweated for over the years has prepared you to achieve your wildest dreams. You know, much of my SCAD journey happened right here at Crites Hall, where my professors and mentors gifted me the lessons that I still carry to this day. You know, since graduating, I entered the Atlanta theater scene that I always wanted to call home. Last year, I was cast in the Academy Award-nominated film One Night in Miami and was directed by the genius Regina King. Yeah, that Regina King. And just a few months ago, I premiered as Dion Owens on the CW series The Flash. You know, 5 years from feeling on top of the world at SCAD Commencement, and now I'm a superhero, you know, or a villain. It just depends on who you talk to. Now, Dion Owens' superpower? He can control time. And while controlling time would certainly end up more of a curse than a blessing, you know, removing all the spontaneity and surprises that make up our lives, imagine for a second yourself in your first ever course at SCAD. That's right, go back to those first days. Think of your excitement, maybe even your anxiety. Mine was 3D design, so it was mostly anxiety. Now, you were about to start an adventure, and you weren't necessarily certain of how it would go. Now, fast forward through the years to where you are now. Yeah, your road forward is wide open. And sometimes that amount of freedom and uncertainty can be intimidating. It's almost like you're back at that first day again. But on behalf of every SCAD alumni. Walking down this new road is just as fulfilling. And now you have a newfound network of friends and supporters to help you light the way. Let's take a look.
Let's go. Move.
After I graduate, I'll be working as a design management coordinator for HBO Max.
졸업 후 저는 SOM에서 건축 디자이너로 일하게 됩니다.
Walt Disney Imagineering.
Swarovski. Video producer for Deloitte. Abercrombie & Fitch.
Gensler.
Black & Decker.
Fjord.
At Buck.
Google. Netflix. IBM.
Pixar Animation Studio.
Sony.
Co-industrial designer for Hexmark.
Because of SCAD, I got my dream job at Epic Games.
Advice I'd give you, and I'm going to say it in a biblical sense, is know thyself.
Success came from me when I forgot about success.
Use your voice, trust your ability to create and imagine new possibilities.
To tell meaningful stories, to shine a light on powerful, complex, strong female characters.
We've all been given gifts, and it's up to us to figure out how to use them wisely and well.
Trust your voice, trust your instrument.
If you have the passion and the perseverance, eventually you will get there.
And if you do it because you love it, you're not going to be worried about if they told you yes or no.
Now is a really great time to listen to young people with energy.
I really truly believe that you are in the shift. I'm so excited to see what you do with this.
All of you at SCAD, I really think that the best is still yet to come.
I'm forever in awe of the student, curious and open and reaching. I certainly try to remain that way.
We're all very proud.
Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Enjoy it and own it.
Congratulations to did you say class of 2021? Are we there already?
Felicidades.
Congratulations, SCAD. 2021 SCAD.
Thank you, SCAD, for giving me the best years of my life.
谢谢 SCAD. Gracias a mis papás por esta oportunidad.
Thank you, SCAD.
We did it!
You see how popular you all are? Now, while I've never spoken at a SCAD commencement before, I'm no stranger to its many wonders. I sang in them as a student and a member of the performance ensemble. And since I've graduated, I've been back every year to conduct our alma mater, Unique United. When I was a senior, I had a small idea to rearrange the music to President Wallace's soulful lyrics. And to my surprise, now, I wasn't surprised. It caught on. And from that year forward, my arrangement became official. And this year, yep, you bet, I'm still conducting. Please join me and the SCAD Performance Ensemble in welcoming to the screen SCAD President and Founder Paula Wallace by singing and dancing along to our alma mater, Unique United. DJ, hit it.
Of excellence, which is drawn from the muses and its continents, unique, united, masterpiece and more.
Many are one, converse to love apart, the hand, and certainly the heart. Now face to face, and then in them
On behalf of the SCAD Board of Trustees and the global SCAD community in Atlanta, Savannah, and from 100+ nations of the world, it's my great honor to welcome you to the commencement ceremonies of the SCAD class of 2021. SCAD is one university, and this wondrous moment fills my heart with so much joy and hope for the future. Hope has carried us to this moment. Hope and hard work and faith in one another and our shared purpose to make the world more beautiful, more meaningful, and more equitable for all. Einstein once said, "There are only two ways to live. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is." From where I stand, you, the graduates of the SCAD class of 2021, are the miracles of this year. Today, you hold formidable power, wisdom, insights, highly specialized knowledge that you didn't possess when you first arrived at SCAD. More than 650 companies recruited you this year. You're going to work for Bank of America, DreamWorks, Disney, IBM, Mercedes-Benz, State Farm, Under Armour, Warner Brothers, and hundreds more. While others among you are so passionate about what you've learned at SCAD that you want to learn even more and have been accepted to the world's most prestigious grad programs right here at SCAD. You know, when I was in my 20s, nearly the same age as many of you, I started reading, studying, researching, and inventing, and eventually I invented SCAD. I studied some of the greatest thinkers in human history, Skinner, Piaget, and my favorite, Abraham Maslow. Maslow conceived of a hierarchy of needs inside each of us. Only when we meet the most basic necessities, food, shelter, safety, can we ascend to higher stages. Uppermost in Maslow's pyramid is the stage of self-actualization, when each of us becomes who we were born to be. Self-actualization takes many forms for the SCAD class of 2021. Oscars and Emmys and Pulitzers and IPOs are in your future, and promotions and patents for inventions, seeds that were planted right here at SCAD in your classes. Graduates, you've chosen a life of invention, and that means a life of building better tomorrows. If there's one universal quality among all SCAD Bs, it's that each of you want to change the world. This desire to share your gifts and passions with others to improve their lives elevates you beyond self-actualization to a mostly unknown sixth stage that Maslow added many years after his original theory was published. It's the stage of self-transcendence, when you use your gifts to make the world better and fairer for all. SCAD Bs are living lives of self-transcendence every day. This is what we do at SCAD, and why most of you will find opportunities to do it in your careers, to marry research and invention to creativity and hope. You don't have all the answers yet, but you do have everything you need right now, today, to climb to the stars and shine a light for others. Congratulations, SCAD graduates. I love you, and I am so proud of you.
SCAD has been one of the most evolutionary and affirming forces in my life as an artist. I've always known that I wanted to study fashion design. For me, it was like second language, but SCAD taught me fluency.
I love it. I've never enjoyed school so much, and especially coming from an engineering background, I really appreciated the freedom and the creativity that I get to use.
My time at SCAD can be described as a roller coaster of events that I wish would never end. Honestly, the workshops, alumni presentations, the collaborative opportunities, being president of the LGBTQ community, it's all just an incredible experience.
The SCAD Pro opportunities prepared me to intern with IBM, and that opportunity then led to interning for Facebook. And ultimately, I will be returning to Facebook in New York to work as a product designer.
I'd like to give a shout out to some of my professors, Thomas Burns and Rick Lovell, who really helped push and develop my style as an illustrator. Professor Christina Maloney with the Motion Media Department. Because of her, I won a Red Dot Award, which is a really prestigious award, so thank you. I am now working as a visual designer with a tech startup jointly in Austin, Texas.
After graduation, I want to work from home and run my own graphic design and photography studio. That's always been a dream of mine. SCAD really inspired that in me. I designed a 2,300 square foot studio space, and it's been a long process. My dad and I have been building it by hand, and it just feels great.
Be a part of two legacies. My grandmother, the only one to go to college in Korea, and then her daughter, my aunt, was valedictorian of her class, and so to graduate as salutatorian here as the first member of my family to attend a college in the US, it's just an incredible honor.
I was able to join the SCAD cycling team. Real story, one of the girls on the team was wearing a Viking shirt to a practice one day, and I asked her about it, and it just so happened that they're looking for someone who had my background. So without SCAD cycling, I wouldn't be working as a designer at a Viking yacht. Thank you, SCAD cycling.
You come for something that you want to improve on and you want to make a career, and you leave with so much more than that.
I have two young kids, and one thing coming into SCAD that I really wanted to show them is how persistence and following your passion is something that you can do at any age.
Congratulations, everybody. I'm happy for all of you and really excited to see where we all end up.
Congratulations, we did it. Now it's time to step out and continue to illuminate the world.
Exemplified by your outstanding graduates, the class of 2021 has achieved much and should stand proud. Alongside you, also receiving degrees today, are two distinguished honorees. That's Darren Walker and Xerxes Irani. Darren Walker is president of the Ford Foundation, an institution that's led international social justice philanthropy for 85 years. He is a member of the Council on Foreign Relations and on the board of several fine art and cultural institutions, including Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts, the National Gallery of Art, and Carnegie Hall. Xerxes Irani is the principal creative director leading the Amazon design community, and previously the creative director for Bill Gates' media licensing company, Corbis. In his home country of Canada, he has had 7 stamps printed and 1 coin minted for Canada Post. He is revered as an idea man, someone who obsesses over craft, and as a designer who connects the head with the heart. Between Darren and Xerxes, you will hear a poem performed and written specially for the class of 2021 by double SCAD alumnus, winner of multiple national and international poetry slams, a musician, and current poet laureate for the state of Oregon, Anis Moshgani. Please welcome to the screen now, Darren Walker.
Hello everyone, I'm Darren Walker, president of the Ford Foundation. Thank you so very much for this great honor. And to the class of 2021, congratulations. Now as students, you've earned your degrees through uncertainty and upheaval. But as artists and designers, you inspired your classmates, you energized your community, and you continued, yes, you continued to create. Now, you may be wondering, what comes next? I wish I could tell you, but I can't. But I can share my perspective about why your work matters. Your work matters especially now. For my part, the arts have influenced my life in deeply profound ways. I grew up in rural East Texas. We didn't have a lot, but my grandmother worked as a maid for wealthy families, and she would bring me their old art magazines and programs. And I was transported into worlds I never could have envisioned. The civil rights icon Marion Wright Edelman often says, "You can't be what you can't see." Well, those magazines helped me to see. They invited me to imagine who I might become. And the arts invite all of us to imagine a better, fairer, more just world. The arts can force us to grapple with uncomfortable truths, as Amy Sherrill's beautiful regal portrait of Breonna Taylor does, casting Ms. Taylor in a flowing teal gown with a hand on her hip, brave, bold, loving, and loved, a full human being whose life was stolen too soon. And the arts can challenge us to build a better future, like how Amanda Gordon reminded us from the steps of the U.S. Capitol. What just isn't always justice, she said. In other words, who we are and who we can be collectively is bound only by the limits of what we can see. And as creative people, you have the power to advance justice by expanding our understanding of what's possible. So please show us stories that upend convention and prioritize inclusion. Show us interior designs that treat our planet with care and are accessible to all. Show us fashion that questions binaries and beauty standards. Please show us illustrations and animations that inspire us to dream, and above all, to build a better world. So SCAD class of 2021, I can't tell you what comes next because it is up to you to decide. It's up to all of us to see and imagine what a world with more justice looks like. I wish you joy and meaning and good fortune, and that your journeys in the future will be great. I look forward to all the great things you are going to do. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anis Mojgani. I am the current Poet Laureate of Oregon, and as a SCAD graduate myself, it is both an honor and a joy to get to on this graduation day of yours. Pass some words to you from my home here in Portland, where I am recording these words into this electronic box and thinking fondly on Savannah, sweet city of my youth, where I lived 7 beautiful springs and learned there a little how to make my heart a little more whole by having it remain a little unfinished and as such a little more open. Know that that which is in my heart today will still be in my heart whenever it is that you might hear this. And that which is in my heart is to offer up to you its shape, which, as I said before, is a little unfinished and seeks to remain a little more open. And an invitation to you to hold yours the same as you gather yourself in this moment, which I too found myself in some 20-some years ago, being touched by the breeze of open possibility, my ankles kissed by the current of a boundless river, carrying me to the open waters of an ocean and a horizon of light. Be open, be a horizon of light. Notice all that you can. Recognize that which in this world seeks to make your heart more whole. Then seek to make your heart more whole. Fall in love with something with no lungs. The bicycle, a shade of orange made by the sun kissing a thing translucent. Rivers cracking open in springtime, the taste of salt on honey. Be aware of these things that make your heart more whole. These things that might fill your emptiness, and take them and share them with others, that they too might become as boundless as you are in this moment right now, all of us boundless and free in that river leading to that ocean. Let us be shoreless. Let us continue as the seasons do, boundlessly, openly. Enjoy the Georgia springtime today, or whatever springtime you are in when you hear this, and all your springs to follow.
Hello and thanks for having me. My name is Xerxes Arani and I'm Principal Creative Director for the Amazon Design Community. This means I get to help the almost 4,000 creatives that work at Amazon globally do the best work that they can on behalf of our customers. You also might be wondering where my name came from. Xerxes. He was a Persian king. And if you saw the movie 300, He was the tall, gold, hairless man who fought the Greeks. Now, while I wasn't there, I'm pretty sure this was a sham. Because we all know there's no such thing as a hairless Persian. Okay, back to why I'm here with you today. I feel very honored to be recognized by SCAD this way. This is something that means a ton to me, especially at this point in my career. The truth of the matter is that SCAD has changed me. My effect on SCAD has been just as great as SCAD's effect on me. I'll explain this in a bit. Design is my life. It has always been my life, and I make because I have to make. I don't choose to make. Just like I don't choose to give back, mentor, or help. It's in me, and honestly, I just have to get it out. Because of this, I've spent years obsessing about where ideas come from, trying to understand why some folks have lots of original ideas, while others just keep waiting for one to drop. And I found a super interesting talk by Elizabeth Gilbert, the woman that wrote Eat, Pray, Love, about genius and where the concept of genius comes from. So back in Greek and Roman times, there was no pressure on the artist or the maker. They would wait for the genie to arrive, pop out of the wall, and spark the idea for the human to make. Modern day is very different. The pressure to create has fallen directly onto our shoulders, the creative individual. We're put in beige rooms and asked to be creative and make beautiful things, and we do. This makes me very proud. So know that I'm proud of you all and how far you have come to get here today. And you should be proud of yourselves as well. Okay. What I really discovered on this quest was that the thing that leads us all to more ideas, and even better ideas, is diversity. Now, I know this word is used a lot lately, but it's the simple truth. Diverse backgrounds lead to diverse experiences. Diverse experiences lead to diverse brains, and diverse brains sprout original ideas. So if we think about it, the crazier your path to getting here, the bumpier the road you may have traveled, will actually guarantee your thoughts and ideas to be different. It might be that you have dyslexia, or are Black, or are LGBTQ+, or are a Canadian who is Persian with an Indian parent and a Ukrainian wife living on an island in America wearing a black sweater. It is this wonderful mix that is the key. I like to imagine rooms full of this wonderful mix. And when I imagine them, I imagine SCAD. We've been through a tremendous amount of change in your last 2 years. The fact that I'm sitting here instead of being with you is kind of a bummer. But I think it's forced us to get really, really crisp on what we want to do with our lives and who we actually want to do it with. This, along with everything that happened last summer, has led us to this moment. A moment for you to truly choose what's next, where you want to put your energy, and who you want to do it with. It's a wonderful time for a fresh start. Do everything you can to capture it and harness the power of this freedom. Moments like these have led me to this past week, where I made a major career direction change, and it came out of a very clear point in time. It was February 3rd at 1:47 p.m. We have it captured on Zoom video. I was with the SCAD Pro Equitable Design Studio students. The idea is to have the top tech companies partner with SCAD to create accreditation modules for the first Equitable Design Pledge, and to make this training free to all and mandatory to apply and work at these companies. The reality is, I don't think this is an intentional gap in our incredible community. I think it's a lack of tools and understanding. And that is something I know we can fix, and I will spend the next part of my career helping to see the light of day. So in this moment, your moment, remember two things. Now is not forever. Things will change. There is no question about that. So count on it. And because of this, you're allowed to change your mind. Very few things are written in stone. At Amazon, we call these two-way doors. Think long and hard before going through a door that you can't turn around and walk back out of. But in reality, most doors aren't that way. They're mostly two-way doors. And if it wasn't the right decision, pivot, change your mind, and simply say, I'm out. So with that, I can't thank SCAD enough for changing me, and I hope to hear about your moments of change in the coming years. So now, go out and find what drives you, your passion, your love, and follow it to the end of the earth. You are the generation that has the power to actually fix up this crazy place. And I can't wait to help you do it. Peace and love. Thanks for having me, and be well.
Thank you, Anise, Darren, and Xerxes. Words of advice and encouragement never lose their relevance in our lives. And graduates, you'll have plenty to carry with you after today. And that continues with your 2021 commencement speaker, Dan Levy. Dan Levy, with his legendary father Eugene, sister Sarah, and the outstanding cast and crew of Schitt's Creek, have redefined what comedy can mean to society. I mean, yes, the series always knew how to make us laugh, but what made it a masterpiece was its humanity. It was healing, it was enlightening, and thanks to streaming, it will live on forever. At the most recent Emmy Awards, Schitt's Creek made history by sweeping the top 7 comedy categories. Dan Levy himself became the first person ever to take home the Emmys for Outstanding Comedy Series, Outstanding Writing for a Comedy Series, Outstanding Directing for a Comedy Series, and Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series all in one night. And, you know, if you ask me, it could have even been more. He's clearly no stranger to accolades, and it's an honor to hear from him today. And as we know from his career, Mr. Levy is nothing close to typical, and this moment reflects that too. He has a lot to share with the class of 2021. So graduates, guests, faculty, staff, and my mama, please welcome our commencement speaker, Mr. Dan Levy.
I am so thrilled to be on this Zoom this morning with the incredible, the incomparable Mr. Dan Levy. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited to talk to you today.
Yeah, me too. As you can see, I am also sporting a sweater, as I knew you would be, because you wearing sweaters has definitely inspired me. I happen to be sporting this Christopher John Rogers, who is also a SCAD alumni.
Wait, hold on. I want to see. What else do we have there? We have blue, we have red.
All the colors. He's got the whole world in his hands, like all of it. All of it. It's pretty great. This angle just doesn't do the whole sweater the justice.
I know, sometimes you gotta almost like pay respect to the whole thing.
Absolutely. It's like a floor-length gown. You just got to see the whole thing. So if a younger Dan Levy were graduating from SCAD today, how would he navigate this world, and what would be his first steps?
I would probably do the same thing that I did. I would probably say, what's next? I would probably try my best. I would try a bunch of things. I would work really hard. I think, you know, we're at a cross section right now where I feel like we've all become accustomed to kind of expecting things. We expect things to land in our laps. I think we have cultural references on television. We have celebrities that have made it look very easy. And the reality is, if you want to get far in an industry, you have to be so passionate about what you're doing. You can never take a day for granted. And even when you have success, you have to be able to know that that success has nothing to do with what you are doing as a job or what you are doing what your passion play is. Because that can be really disorienting. And I think, you know, in the arts, because we're such creative people, there's a sensitivity to all of that too. And I think it's always just about taking a beat on yourself and realizing, okay, how do I feel? Am I feeling good about this? Am I in a job that makes me feel good? It's all about reading yourself, because, you know, I was in toxic workplaces that did not make me feel good, and I stayed, and in a way I'm glad I did, but in a way I wish I had spoken up more. There's a very big difference between honoring yourself in a workplace and not doing the work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I did, at least. I tried to be, you know, if I wasn't the best at it, I tried to work the hardest at it. And you get recognized that way. People are aware of the hard workers, and you will be lifted up. And when you get to that place, when you are successful, I think it's so crucial to never take success for granted and always use that success to help others. Because it's a very lonely place to be successful in something and not share that opportunity with other people. That's certainly something that I have realized. It's always been something, I think, as a gay person, you know, as an actor, as a writer, my voice was not often front and center in entertainment. And to now have the kind of access and opportunity that I have, it's so crucial for me, and, you know, to make sure that I am using whatever opportunity I have to also lift up and provide opportunities for other people, friends of mine, peers of mine that I know are not necessarily front and center in the industry, but whose voices are necessary. So paying it forward is such a crucial part of the whole process.
So every day for 6 seasons on Schitt's Creek, you got to work with legends and mentors and friends, Catherine O'Hara, and of course, your father, Mr. Eugene Levy. So what qualities do you see in professionals of that caliber that young professionals should also seek to emulate?
Oh my goodness. It was, for the longest time, my dad had raised my family away from entertainment. I grew up in Toronto. He worked primarily in Los Angeles, and he would go away and do his work, and he would come home because for him it was really important that me and my sister not be raised in an industry, to not be raised feeling like, you know, Hollywood kids. That was really not his vibe at all. And I was really grateful for that sacrifice, because it was a sacrifice. You know, he had young kids and was having to leave for, you know, months at a time to do a job and come back knowing that he was protecting us from a pretty strange and crazy and volatile place. And what I never got to see, though, with him going away, was what he was like at work. And so to finally get to work with him and to watch him be the leading voice, him and Catherine, as like the, you know, the two stars of the show, really set the tone for the entire production. And the greatest takeaway from that entire experience was watching the way that they created a egoless, respectful, safe workplace where everybody felt valued. There was never any sense of power structure. There was never any volatility. There was never any fights. It was always paramount that everyone who showed up to work, whether you were working in craft service, whether you were a background performer, whether you were someone in production design, that you knew that your job on our show was as valuable as the next person. Yeah. And when you create that kind of environment, you not only get people at their best because everyone feels justifiably so, like they have a stake in what they're making, but they also feel excited to be there, and they feel like a part of a community. And as someone who for many years did not feel like part of a community at work, you don't do your best work. You're not putting your best foot forward. You don't feel respected. And that's a really corrosive thing after a while. So to watch them, after so many years in this industry, continue to forge such a respectful path when it came to creating such a loving environment for people to work, that was so crucial and informative for me, because not only was I able to see my dad in a different light and really respect him even more for the way that he conducts himself in his business, and you also realize, oh, this is why you've lasted so long in a very fickle industry, because people want to work with you.
Well, we have covered an incredible amount of ground today, and I definitely want to thank you for being a part of this SCAD 2021 commencement. Before we go, for all of our graduates, what are the final words that you'd like to leave them with?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, congratulations. It is a huge accomplishment, and I always feel so hopeful about artists coming up, and, you know, especially right now, you are just on the precipice of the next stage of your life. You're on this sort of, you have this door open to you in terms of what comes next. What am I gonna say? How am I gonna say it? How am I gonna go about saying it? And the one thing that I would say is follow through. That's the greatest advice I could give, because so few people actually do it. So if you have an idea for something, in whatever form of the arts it is, if you have that painting you have in mind and it gets tricky and you are given that crossroads of do I give up on it or do I keep going, always keep going. If you're a writer and you want to write a book or a book of poetry or a television show or a movie, and it gets a bit daunting and intimidating and you get that writer's block, don't give up on it. Because at the end of that experience, you will have something. And even if that something is not the greatest thing you will ever make in your life, you have gone through the experience of knowing what it is to make something from beginning to end. And that is such a useful thing to take with you. If you're a writer, you will have something to show to an agent. If you are a painter, you will have something to show to a gallery. You will have something. And 99% of the people out there have all the ideas in the world, but never follow through on it. So if you are that person that can walk into a room with something, some expression of your creativity that you have completed, you are so far ahead of a lot of people. So that is what I would say. Always follow through, or take it as far as you possibly can.
Well, awesome. Well, on that note, I definitely want to re-thank you and just say this has been such a pleasure and an honor.
Congratulations, SCAD class of 2021. You did it.
Before I confer degrees on the SCAD class of 2021, I want to say something that I hope you will always remember. Today, as your professional lives officially begin, know that you will never walk alone. You carry SCAD, and SCAD carries you. SCAD offers you an array of resources that you can use throughout your careers. If you need an introduction to a company where you want to work, ask us. One of the 50,000 other SCAD alumni either work there or know people who do. Facebook, Apple, Pixar, these are there. The CDC and the CIA, these are there. We're everywhere. We know people and they know us. Come back to SCAD as often as you can. SCAD isn't high school. It's not weird if you come back. The next big move in your career can happen here, where it all began. Okay, here comes the big moment. This is it. Graduates, wherever you are, it's time to stand up. As president of SCAD, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to confer upon you the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Urban Design, and Master of Architecture. Congratulations, graduates. And if you're wearing a mortarboard, turn that tassel. We love you, bees. Congratulations.
Congratulations, SCAD class of 2021. you did it. Enjoy your school graduation ceremonies today or tomorrow, and come right back to this site if you're participating digitally. Now, to dance us out, put your hands together for the honeybees.
What a beautiful day for graduation. Blue skies ahead, so buckle up and enjoy the ride. This is gonna be fun.
Colin, do you copy?
Loud and clear.
They're here. Heading to the stage, over and out. Are you guys ready for this?
I was born ready. The coast is clear. Let's do this.
Hey guys, I'm in the Lucas and it's about to go down.
May you have auspiciousness and causes of success.
May you have the confidence to always do your best.
May it take no effort and you being generous. Sharing what you can, nothing more, nothing less.
May you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always lead from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest.
May you get to rest, may you catch your breath.
And may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows.
Whoa. And may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Whoa. I never seen it, but I found this love, I'm gonna feed it. You better believe I'm gonna treat it better than anything I've ever had. Cause you are beautiful, baby. It's signed and delivered, let's seal it. Cause we go together like peanuts and paydays, Marley and reggae. And everybody needs to get a chance to say, oh, this is how it starts. Lightning strikes the heart, it goes off like a gun, brighter than the sun. Oh, we could be the stars, born from the sky, shining how we want, brighter than the sun. Swear you hit me like a vision. I wasn't expecting. But who am I to tell fate where it's supposed to go? Go, go, go. Raise your glasses. Go, go, go. You can have it all. I toast you. Oh, this is how it starts. Lightning strikes the heart. Goes off like a gun. Brighter than the sun. Oh, this is how it starts. Lightning strikes the heart. Goes off like a gun. Brighter than the sun. Here's to the hearts that you gon' break. Here's to the lives that you gon' change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you.